What if I told you that math isn't just a bunch of formulas and equations? What if it's actually an enchanting story? A grand adventure filled with strange sounds, mysterious characters, and some pretty incredible discoveries. Well, today we're going to explore the world of numbers not as a problem you have to solve, but as a symphony that's just waiting to be composed. This quote right here, this is the heart of our journey today. The idea that math should have charm and simplicity, that it should be light and pleasant. We're going to take something that can feel, a little intimidating and transform it into a captivating story, a world where numbers are the characters and mathematical sets are the very rooms they live in. And of course, every great quest needs a hero. Ours is a curious, absolutely fearless character named Zero, who is about to step into a mysterious world and uncover the secrets hidden inside a very, very strange monument. So picture this. On a far-off planet called Venn, a strange, imposing monument stands against the moonlight. It's known as the Pagoda of Numbers. Our hero, the young and intrepid Zero, has heard tales about the weird sounds coming from inside, and well, being fearless, he decides he's going to go check it out. Okay, so here's the fundamental rule of this world. The pagoda isn't just some random building. It's a perfectly organized structure. Each floor, each room holds a different family of numbers. And when they all make noise at once, it's not always harmonious. Zero's quest is to explore these rooms and, hopefully, bring them all together. As Zero starts his climb, he has this realization. The strange sounds he's been hearing, they're not just noise, they're music. He's not just exploring a building, he's actually assembling an orchestra, one instrument, one set of numbers at a time. He cautiously pushes open the first door and is hit with this blast of energy. The air is just filled with the powerful, rhythmic sounds of drums, marimbas, and shakers, all playing in perfect sync. This is the heartbeat of the pagoda. So, who are these energetic musicians? Well, they are the most fundamental numbers of all, the natural numbers. Just like the name suggests, they're the ones we use naturally for counting. 1, 2, 3, and so on. They're the first numbers we learn as kids, the ones we use for everything from counting steps to, in this case, the very drums in the room. When Zero asks who they are, they introduce themselves with this final, intense drum roll. They are all the integers greater than zero. They're the foundation, the rhythm section of this entire mathematical orchestra. And the quest continues. Zero, now with his new percussive friends following him, hops in an elevator and goes up to another level. The sound up here is completely different. It's smoother, much more melodic. He hears the airy, vibrant tones of woodwind instruments. These new sounds? They represent a much broader family of numbers. The integers. Now, this set includes all the natural numbers he just met, but it also adds their opposites, the negative numbers, and of course, our hero, Zero himself. And here's a cool little bit of trivia for you. Ever wonder why we use the letter Z for integers? I mean, it seems kind of random, right? Well, a wise old clarinet explains to Zero it comes from the German word zählen, which simply means to count. A pretty neat nod to the history of math. This is where the orchestra really starts to expand. The wind instruments, the negatives, explain that they're the symmetric opposites of the percussion section. And when they all join Zero, they create the complete set of integers. And the music becomes so much richer and way more complex. The band is getting bigger. As they all travel together down this narrow hallway, a totally new sound starts to emerge. This time, it's the beautiful, resonant vibration of strings from guitars, violins, and harps. These instruments, they represent the rational numbers. And the symbol Q comes from the word quotient, because every single one of these numbers can be written as a fraction, a division of one integer by another. This set includes all the integers they've already met, plus all the fractions and decimals that exist in between them. As the strings join in with the percussion and woodwinds, the music becomes incredibly harmonious, almost perfect. They all just fit together seamlessly, kind of like how fractions fill in all the gaps on the number line. The orchestra is really starting to sound amazing now. But the journey is not over. At the very next door, Zero meets a true celebrity, the one and only pi, represented here as a grand piano. Pi is part of a whole new class of numbers, the irrationals, numbers that just can't be written as a simple fraction. The arrival of the piano and other keyboards signals the final, all-encompassing set on our main journey, the real numbers. This massive group is the combination of all the rationals, So the percussion, winds, and strings, and all the irrationals, like our friend Pi. The piano. The keyboards announce that together, all these different groups form the royalty of numerical sets. Every instrument has finally joined in. Zero, who's now basically a conductor, has a complete symphony orchestra at his command. The music is full, it's beautiful, and it seems complete. So now that the whole orchestra is assembled, we can finally take a step back and see how this grand symphony actually fits together. See, the key isn't just the instruments themselves, but the structure of the pagoda they all live in. And this shows the beautiful, nested logic of the pagoda. Each new set Zero discovered didn't just add new members, it completely contained the one before it. The naturals are inside the integers, which are inside the rationals, all of which are contained within the real numbers. It's like a set of Russian nesting dolls. And hey, remember how our story started on the planet Venn? This is why. The entire structure of the pagoda can be represented perfectly by a Venn diagram. You start with the smallest, most fundamental group, the natural numbers, right in the center, and you just build outwards with each new layer adding more complexity and richness to the music. But just when Zero thinks his orchestra is perfect, that every possible sound has finally been found, the story takes one last surprising turn. The symphony, well, it's not quite finished. All of a sudden, this strange, ethereal sound interrupts the perfect harmony. It's a sound that shouldn't even be possible in the world of real numbers. It's the sound of taking the square root of a negative number. These are the imaginary and complex numbers, a whole new dimension of music, an entirely new wing of the pagoda that Zero hadn't even known existed. Overwhelmed by this brand new layer of complexity, our hero Zero just throws his hands up. And his reaction leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. We've journeyed from simple counting numbers all the way to the mind-bending realm of complex numbers. It really makes you wonder, what other strange and wonderful numerical instruments are still out there, waiting in an undiscovered room of the pagoda, ready to join the symphony?